the first reason why students have trouble staying centered in their lane is because they're not looking at the right place. And most of the time, they're looking at the lines on the asphalt to guide themselves. If you look at the lines on the left, you'll always be too close to the left. If you look at the lines on the right, you'll be too close to the right. So, don't look at the lines to guide yourself, look far at the center of your lane. Even when the road is curving, you look far at the center of your lane. Try to draw yourself an imaginary line that goes from the asphalt to the sky and look there at the level of the horizon. Of course, you're not going to be staring only there. Staring is one of the most common problems with student drivers. You need to look everywhere, but only fractions of a second, and your eyes keep returning over there so that you can stay centered. Students tend to focus solely on the vehicle in front, almost like if they had a cardboard piece on the windshield and that's the only thing they see. So when the vehicle in front drifts, they drift with them. So just keep looking far ahead at the center of your lane. Just a side note, this is one of the reasons why the move over law exists, where when passing an emergency vehicle, you should leave a whole lane between you and the vehicle in question if possible. People, when passing by an emergency vehicle, by curiosity, they tend to look, so because they are looking in that direction, without realizing it, they tend to go towards the vehicle in question and accidents happen. Another example is when going around circular medians like this one. Students tend to look at the concrete border so that they don't hit it, and what happens? They almost hit it. Again, here, don't look at the border, look far at the center of your lane. See the difference? Looking at the border, looking at the center of the lane. And probably the best example of that is when exiting a highway on those circular exits. If you look in front, you'll always be too close to the guardrail. So don't look here, look there. This is one of those situations where looking at the right place magically solves the problem in a matter of seconds. So the main reason for not being centered is vision. The other reason actually has to do with the steering wheel itself and your hand position and tightness. Beginners are usually stressed when they drive, so they tend to hold the steering wheel too tight. So in situations like these, when the vehicle is approaching in the opposite lane, because it scares them, they'll tend to drift to the opposite side. You might have seen people driving with just one hand resting on the wheel. Now, I don't recommend that. You should always keep both your hands on the wheel, and I certainly don't recommend this, but this is just to illustrate that cars are made to go as straight as possible, and most of the time when students swerve, it's because they manipulate the wheel way too much. So always hold the wheel with both hands, but not too tight. It also happens a lot when there are physical obstacles like concrete blocks or ramps. They focus on them because it scares them, and they drift to the opposite direction. Again, don't focus on those things. Look far at the center of your lane and everything will take care of itself. The position of your hands on the wheel will also have an effect. If you hold the wheel like this, with one hand over and one hand under, that puts more weight on the wheel on the side of the lower hand and it'll make you drift to that side. So try to always hold the wheel with your hands level at the 10 past 10 position. One last thing that might make you swerve and is actually not your fault, it's problems with the steering mechanics of the vehicle itself. Although for most of these problems you'll need to bring your car to a mechanic, something you can check and fix yourself is tire pressure. If, for example, the right tire is underinflated, the car will lean to that side, so when driving, you'll tend to drift to the right. So try to keep both tires properly inflated and at the same pressure. I hope you liked this video. Thanks for watching.